What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with some breaking Browns free agency news as the Browns continue to add depth to their roster. This time, they added some depth to the offensive line, as according to Jeremy Fowler, and I quote, free agent guard Wes Martin is expected to sign with the Browns later this week, per source. 4-year NFL veteran and Ohio native, played for Washington last year. Now, immediately you go to look at his stats and everything, you look at his background information. He's 26, he'll be turning 27 on May 9th. And he, of course, went to high school in Ohio, Milton Union High School. And he was selected by the Redskins in the fourth round, 131st overall of the 2019 NFL Draft out of the University of Indiana. So yeah, I mean, you look at this signing right off the bat, and yeah, this signing screams depth. And then you look at his stats. I know he's an offensive lineman, so there really isn't much to look at when it comes to stats. But you look at starts and games played. 2019, 9 games, 5 starts. 2020, 16 games, 5 starts. 2021, his 1 year away from Washington, 7 games, 1 start. And then last season, 6 games, no starts. I believe he also did play under Bill Callahan for, I believe, 1 season in 2019. And, I mean, I heard he was at least somewhat decent. Now, I didn't even know this signing actually happened until I went on Twitter and I saw people talking about this tweet from PFF Commanders. And this was back in 2020 after the then football team played the Rams week 5. Oh, look at that grade. Repulsive. I didn't even know they could go that low on the grade. But in case you can't read it or whatever, it says, and I quote, Wes Martin's pass block grade from week 5, brought to you by Aaron Donald. 0.2, with a skull and crossbones emoji with it. Oh boy. Yeah, this signing is a definite depth signing. I mean, depth is needed everywhere. I mean, you can never have too much depth, especially on the lines. I mean, trust me, we've been bitten by that before. Look at a couple years ago. Batonio came down with the sickness. Teller's been injured. We lost our starting center last year. Now, that was kind of a low key blessing because it allowed us to see what Ethan Posick can do. And my goodness, Ethan Posick is that guy. He's really good, actually, believe it or not. Our tackles have been bitten by the injury bug over the past couple years, especially Jack Conklin. Hopefully he's back to full health. I mean, apparently the Browns think he's good because they gave him an extension. And people were pissed off about it before, but I guess now they've kind of cooled down on that. Because honestly, you look at his money now, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. So, I mean, yeah, Wes Martin, classic depth signing. And then I was looking through Twitter earlier this morning and I saw Terry Pluto posted an article. And of course, the article had a paywall, so I really couldn't, dissect it like I wanted to. But shout out to my guy, Jared Mueller, who I've done article reviews on before. Kind of did that for me a little bit. So, according to this article, apparently the Browns are still searching for some D lineman and possibly a safety. Okay. Okay, Terry, I see what you're cooking over there. Okay. So Andrew Berry's still not done. No surprise. We're going to be adding a lot of depth and stuff. I don't expect us to really be making any more big signings. But as you can see, my guy Jared posted parts of the article that Terry did. And two of the big pieces are that Jared talked about. The first one said, and I quote, I hear the Browns are shopping for more defensive linemen. Not high priced, as expected, but perhaps older veterans whose value has fallen as the free agent market disappears. And then Jared listed some names. names that I like. Frank Clark, of course. Justin Houston would not be a bad option. He would definitely be cheap. I bet you we could probably get him for probably $2 million. We could probably even juice it with some incentives. You know, Melvin Ingram would be nice too, and Ashawn Robinson. I heard he visited the Giants, but nothing has come up with that. So I guess we have to wait and see. Uh, Pluto also talked about us going after a safety for depth, as he mentioned, and I quote, "They need more safeties." Yeah, we kind of do, because all we really got is Delpit and Thornhill. He mentioned D'Anthony Bell, but he's more of a special teamer. But I hear they are shopping for a moderately priced veteran safety, and there's one name that immediately comes to mind. And he also played for Jim Schwartz in Philadelphia. Rodney McLeod. Now he's on the older side. I don't know how he is with injuries, but yeah, that screams Rodney McLeod. I mean, he knows the system that Jim Schwartz runs. I can't really think of any other safeties that would come at a decent price. I'm sure there's some out there. I might even do a video just going over potential D line and safety free agents that we could look at. But I guess we have to wait and see what the Browns cook up because, as we've seen, Andrew Berry's far from done. This might honestly be the busiest we've been in free agency in a couple years. Definitely since AB took over as GM. Definitely. The last time I think we were this busy was what was it? When we signed Conklin and Hooper and them? Yeah. That might have been the busiest we've been before this year. And I mean, hey, I gotta give AB credit. He went to Bubba Ventrone, he went to Jim Schwartz, and of course Kevin, and said, "Okay, what do you guys need?" And he wrote their names down on the shopping list, and he went out and gauged prices, and now he's bringing in guys in. Take it. We needed to fill some holes. Now we're getting some depth. Good job, AB. Keep up the good work. I would still like to see them maybe get like a decently priced guy. I mean, Frank Clark would be nice, but I feel like his price is exorbitant still. I mean, maybe we can get the hometown discount out of him. I mean, he did play, a stone's throw away from First Energy Stadium. So I guess maybe we could get a little hometown discount. But I mean, Justin Houston would be good. Melvin Ingram, Ashton Robinson would be solid. But Matt Ioannidis, that seems to be the guy that Browns fans really, really want. I'm all for it too. I mean, if somehow, some way, the Browns can get a combo of Matt Ioannidis and either Frank Clark or Justin Houston or Calais Campbell, that's another name I'm looking at too. Oh my god, man. Our D line would be menacing. Now people say, what about Obo? Obo's good, but you could maybe use another solid pass rusher to go along with him. I mean, Alex Wright's solid, but he's still young. Isaiah Thomas, I mean, he's a freaking late round draft pick. I mean, I don't really want to be putting too much on their plates, especially if injuries start piling up. You get a guy like Frank Clark, we could just have a relentless onslaught of pass rushers. For real. Like Garrett can take, they said he wants to play like 65% of the snaps, I guess. That's what they're trying to do with him and keep him fresh for the fourth quarter. Because as you guys have seen, there's been games where we play him a lot, and then by the fourth quarter, he is gassed and he's ineffective. So if we get a guy like Justin Houston or Frank Clark or add some more depth, we could have like maybe 4, 5 pass rushers and just rotate them in, keep the guys fresh, move them all over the field. I think Jim Schwartz says he wants to use our D line like a bullpen kind of thing. You know, you don't really want to overuse Garrett and them. You want to have good depth to where, like I said, it's like an onslaught. It's like, oh, Garrett and Clowney are out. Here comes the bench backups, and then we get no pressure on the quarterback. Hopefully this year it'll be like, okay, Garrett and Obo are out or whoever, the backups are in, and they just keep getting to the quarterback. Like there's no breaks. How Jim Schwartz is gonna utilize Garrett with that? I mean, of course, when we had Joe Woods, That dude would sit Garrett for a whole drive. Like he would take drives off. Legit, like he wouldn't bring him in at all on a whole drive. I mean, I don't know if that's still going to be the case this year, but it'll be interesting to see what Jim Schwartz does. I know AB ain't done, so this ain't going to be the last video you're going to see from me this offseason, especially as we get closer to the draft. By the way, too, before I leave, saw a freaking thing saying that we're still going after Jerry Jeudy, even after getting Elijah Moore, Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, it's the Broncos trying to, get leverage. Because ain't no way we're going after Jerry Jeudy still. Ain't no way. It's overkill. And not to mention, we don't have many picks left. We don't have our second rounder anymore. Are we going to start dipping into next year's draft already? I mean, that's overkill. That's straight up overkill. That would mean Woods and Bell and Grant are probably gone. And not to mention, Cooper and DPJ are probably gone soon as well, because we wouldn't be able to pay them. For real. So I don't know where that came from. People love this time of year. You have these guys coming up with these rumors and stuff. Agents be cooking up some random stuff, saying, "Oh yeah, this team's interested in this guy," and then a representative from that team comes out and says, "We were never interested in him. What are you talking about?" Holy leverage. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. As always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when I go live and post new videos. Of course, I'll be live later tonight for Cavs Rockets, where hopefully the Cavs can clinch a playoff spot officially. I mean, it would have been nice to have already been clinched, but thanks to the Heat selling last night, we get to do it ourselves in front of our home crowd. Not too mad about that. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm Crazy Dog. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you tonight for Cavs Rockets. Until then, go Browns, and I'm out.